Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for logging into Alpha Mag Talks. I'm Deborah Cox, and I'm really, really thrilled about our next guest. It's just getting bigger and bigger as we go along. Please welcome Angell Conwell.
Thank
Hey,
you so
Angell.
much. Hi, I'm so excited and honored to be here talking to you
Uh,
today.
I'm thrilled to talk to you and to hear all about your latest project, Bigger.
Bigger.
Bigger. I love that. I know that you have
Yes.
done tons of acting. You've done tons of television and movies and stuff. Tell us how you got started before you talk about this new show.
I got started in South Carolina. I was younger and a little bit shy. The
Hmm.
only time I ever really felt like free, I guess you would say, was when
Hmm.
I was playing a character. So it started out as a hobby, and I really didn't know that I could do much more with acting other than just have fun at, doing family plays that my aunt would put together or just reenacting different parts and bits on television shows I would see. I would watch a television show and somehow remember almost like the entire scene, all the characters, and I
Wow.
just reenact them for myself, all the characters. I was an only
Yeah.
child, so I had
Oh.
to be creative. What'd you say?
I said then that explains it. So you've just taken on all these different characters. When you're an only child, I mean, your imagination can just you can
It
explore
can
all kinds of things.
it runs wild. And so that's really how I started. I mean, just the cutesy thing. And
Yeah.
then as I started
Yeah.
to imagine, my imagination started to run wild. I would ask my mother more questions like, well, can I do this? Like, can I do that? Like, can
Right.
I be an actress? She's like, yes, can you be an actress? No, but can I like be an actress on the TV?
Uh-huh.
Like, and so I felt like I felt like I could do it, but I'm also from South Carolina. I didn't really know anyone else that was doing it. So basically I
Right.
started taking local classes, and one thing led to another. I started to spend a lot of time auditioning in Atlanta, North Carolina, and then eventually that led to New York, and then the
Mm,
New York and Atlanta agents directed me to Los Angeles. So by the time
okay.
I this is that's the sped up version
Yeah.
of it. But
Yeah.
there were a lot of different moving parts that happened there.
I'm sure. I'm sure. And again, you're not in New York, you're not in LA where they all say the industry is. So that's quite a journey for you to make
It
that
is.
transition. What was your process as far as auditioning? Because that's always the hardest part for a lot of actors. They don't know how to sort of calm their nerves as they're trying to get through a scene. What's your process like?
My process now, I'm just a lot more calm in general. I spend a lot more time in silence, and I will say a lot more time in prayer and meditation. And I use the word meditation hesitantly because I feel like it can be off putting to some people. But really, I feel like meditation is just sitting still and focusing on positive thoughts for a
Yeah.
specific amount of time. That's really what it is. And of course, your mind wanders, but you keep bringing it back to peace and calm and whatever it is that you desire, maybe feel like you need in that moment. But
Hmm.
at that time, I had such a busy scatterbrain, like
Hmm.
mind all over the place. And I remember being in an audition, and I actually booked the audition. It was for Dave's World. It was my first job, or one of the first jobs, a CBS television show. And I was about 12, and I remember being in the network session, and my heart was pounding. My
Hmm.
heart was pounding so hard, I felt like it was beating so hard, I felt like my body was moving,
Right.
and I felt like I was going to pass out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to get these nerves under control. But
Yeah.
you know what? I think classes help to build confidence. And also remembering, I think we put so much weight, so much pressure on, let's book this job. We got to book this job because my entire life can change. And once we realize, not to say that it's not that serious, but it's okay. So say
Yeah.
you can use the process as just a growing process and attempt to just be a little bit more lighthearted about it. So it's very much an intentional decision in a
Yeah.
way to think about something. So I think the
Yeah.
nerves come from how we perceive what the audition would mean or not mean for our lives. And I just trust that whatever is meant for me, or whatever is meant for you, whatever is meant for her, whatever is meant for him, will be theirs, will be
Yes,
ours, regardless of any of the things that might try to interfere.
exactly. You
So
you
it's a
you hit
lot of
yeah. No,
training
you hit the nail
training
right on the head. That's I think a lot of people coming up don't understand that this is all a process. this
It's
whole
such a process.
journey. Accept it
It
as a
is.
journey, right? The journey is the
Right.
destination. I know it sounds
There's
cliche,
some
but it
small,
really truly is.
right. There's some small steps, some baby steps, some giant leaps, some big jumps, some open
Mm-hmm.
doors, some closed doors, some open windows, some closed windows. I mean, it's
Yeah.
all a part of the whole like little recipe, and it's all okay.
Yeah.
So I remember if I didn't book a job, I would just beat myself up if I didn't book something or
Right.
get a call back, or if someone else got it. Started to, when I was younger, I'm definitely, it's been a while since I've been like this, but I did go through my process when I would be like, well, what am I doing wrong? What should I do different? And it's like, we all have our own
We
journey.
all go through that. Yeah, we all go through
Yeah.
those moments of insecurity. But you're right. Once you get rooted in your own confidence and your own, what your uniqueness is about you,
Yes.
then you're off to the races. You can do anything, and no one can
So
tell you
much
any
changes.
different. Yes, so much
Right.
changes. So
Right.
how did you? Congratulations on your series, the BET Plus series, Bigger.
Thank you so much.
How did that whole thing happen? How did this character come about? How did the show come about? Tell us that.
Well, really, it came about. I'll get appointments or different meetings, auditions, producer sessions. And I've just, in my 30s, I've become just so much more particular about what I involve myself in. I like to make sure that there's a great representation of women, of Black women specifically, in whatever I'm doing. So I'm always aware of that. But when this came across the table and I saw that it was Will Packer involved, Devon Shepard involved, Felicia Mary involved, so many great people already, producers and creators behind the scenes, I was like, all right, this is something I really want to be involved in, so
Yeah.
let me read the script. Once I started to read the script, and I couldn't put it down, and I was cracking up throughout the entire script. I read it in less than 30 minutes. I was like, absolutely. So I went to I did the audition. I did the whole actor bit, audition, producers,
Right.
network session, and it panned out. They did a chemistry
Right.
read with a bunch of different actors, and actually the group that's now on the show, we actually all did chemistry read together. It's
Oh,
yeah, we chemistry read together, and yeah, so that's really how it came about.
so explain that because a lot of people don't even get to that. They don't get that far. They might, maybe make a call back and then they're not called back. So
Right.
explain what a chemistry session is.
A chemistry session is when they put together each actor that's going in for separate roles, for different roles. They put them all together in a room and they will actually do the scene together
Ah,
normally. That's what the chemistry reads. So they
right.
had the actors that they already had in mind for each character, and they just wanted to see our chemistry together and how we mesh, and if it flowed, if it had a flow, or whatever it is that they might be
Right.
looking for. Because
And
one thing's
obviously
for
it
sure,
flowed.
yeah, right. We had a great flow, but you never know what they're looking for. So
Right.
you just gotta hope that it works
That
out,
it
and
works
trust that.
out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So Bigger, it's airing right now, streaming right now.
It is. It's streaming on BET Plus, and it's all the streaming thing. It's all pretty new to me. I know it's not really new to everyone else, but I'm kind of just getting into it. But I love that there's so much content. BET Plus has so much content,
Hmm.
and I also think like it's like people can find it on Apple TV. See, I won't get
They
into it,
probably can.
but
Yeah,
it's
but you know
definitely
what?
they have to have BET Plus. It's exclusively on BET Plus.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just such a great show just because all the characters are just so much fun and truly just really relatable. Honestly, just
Right.
relatable
What's
characters.
what is the premise of the show?
It's a show about five friends who live in Atlanta, and honestly, they're just figuring life out. They're just
Mm,
figuring out life. They all are in a phase where seasons are changing, and they want bigger. They want bigger.
hmm.
They want bigger relationships, bigger careers, bigger dreams. So it's really just it's kind of classic. It takes a very classic simple formula, and the way that it's written and everything has come together just makes it, there's just something special about it.
Right.
Something is
Right. I think
special about it because I mean, I don't know if we get to capture just everyday lives when it comes to just being Black. We're human. We have,
right.
messy parts of our lives. We have great parts of our lives. We're vulnerable, we're strong, we have all of these different dynamics. And so I feel like within that show, you get to see all of it. it's a comedy, so you get to see the comedy and the all of that, but also
Right.
there's a little bit of the current events. Like we showcase the fact that it is 2020, 2021, so you can see people wearing their
So it's like
masks.
modern day, what,
Mhm.
yeah, the experience
Yeah,
of just trying to get through life as a Black person.
exactly,
Yeah, that's dope. You're
exactly.
right, because I mean, I think that I'm excited to see more
Yeah.
of this tone and this sort of
Right.
style, you know.
Right. It's a bit,
Uh,
it's like more lighthearted, I guess you would say. A
yeah,
little bit more lighthearted. Something
something we all
that's
really need right
relatable.
now too.
I feel like that. I feel
Hmm.
like that. And I've always been drawn to projects that are a little bit more lighthearted just because life is already a
It's
lot. It
already
can be a lot.
challenging.
Challenging is a great word.
So what is
Yeah.
your mantra? Like what helps to get you through these times? Like what has the pandemic shown you thus
Oh, the
far?
pandemic has shown me a lot. My mantra, I mean, it's really simple, but it is thank you. It's just thank you.
Gratitude.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you. It's just gratitude. I do a lot of thinking because I have those moments where I find myself like, well, why isn't this happening? What isn't And when I feel like I'm getting into that space of frustration, or when I'm getting into that space, a little bit of a chaotic space, wanting something, just frustration, I guess, I just
Mm-hmm.
kind of put my hands here and just genuinely say thank you. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you. And when I focus and bring the focus there, it kind of helps to get me through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Great,
I
great
mean, through the pandemic,
advice.
I've learned that, something that I was already learning a little bit even before the pandemic started, which was I feel like I need to lean on God more. I need to lean on God's strength and the Lord's strength, because I feel like there's a lot of leaning on each other, which I think is necessary. We are absolutely here. We need each other,
Yeah.
like, to get through life. But the truth of the matter is that sometimes the person or the people that you need to be there for you are going through things as well. There's
Yeah.
someone else going, you might be going through something and they're
So
also
true.
going through something, and they might be at a deficit at that time. They might not have
Mm-hmm.
it energetically, emotionally, spiritually, financially. And when we start to lean so much, it can hurt, it can hinder them, or
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
trying to help us in the time when they really don't have it can help, it can hurt them as well. And
Yeah.
so, as
You got to
much
draw
as
inward.
I feel like there's so much strength in that. And
Yeah.
so I feel like I've definitely learned even more so how important and how true it is that we need each other and to be there for each other, but also how important it is to take the time to just really be intentional about drawing inward.
Yes.
And because you always got to be with self. No matter what is happening on this earth, we have to be with self.
So
And
true.
also just honestly the basics about how important it is to just how important the small things are.
Yeah.
The small
Yeah.
everyday things that we,
That
like,
we
I mean,
kind of
going
take
to
for
the,
granted.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, we take for granted, I mean, simple things.
Yeah.
I mean, whether
Yeah.
it's a trip to the grocery store and saying hi to the cashier, and, those simple things in life,
Mm-hmm.
they matter. They
They do.
matter.
They do.
Hmm.
So, um, drawing on that, one of my other questions for you was, what does an alpha female mean to you?
I think that, you know, being an alpha female is just owning every part of who you are, loving every part of who you are without waiting for anyone else to do it for
Hmm.
you.
Very. That's everything. Because I think a lot of the times we always tend to have these expectations of wanting that validation from other people.
Hmm. Yes, I think, and that means we'll always be looking for it from someone
Right.
else.
Yeah.
So whether it's this person or that person, or from social media, or from the likes, or this, it's always a sense of needing from others, when I
Yeah.
think it's important to continue to look inward. And I also, I feel like, yeah, yeah, just
No,
owning
that's
every part of who
great.
you are,
That is
loving.
great, great. Well, we loved
Thank
your
you.
shoot. Excited
Thank you.
about your feature and showing the
Thank
world,
you.
unveiling the world, the alpha
Thank you
woman that
so
you
much.
are.
Thank
Thanks
you so much.
again for your time and for talking with me. And continue to shine, continue to do your thing. Good luck
Thank you.
with the series, and
Thank you.
tell everybody where they can see it.
They can see Bigger on BET Plus. Everyone can, it's streaming now, season 1 and season 2. And you
Awesome.
know, something I just thought of is that I
Uh-huh.
feel like appreciating the simple, once we start to appreciate the simple things in life, life becomes bigger.
And on
So
that note,
that's, I just felt like that. I was like, yeah, it's actually true for me.
that
So
is true.
maybe
Yeah.
it might be the same for someone else. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I just felt like I would share that.
That's dope. We have a lot more in common than we actually know, than we actually,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
dope. Well, thanks so much, Angel, for your time. Continued success to you, safety and health as well. And
Absolutely.
I'll
Thank
speak
you
to
so
you soon.
much.
You're
You're
very welcome.
beautiful. And thank you so
You,
much for all that you've given us through your gifts. Truly.
thank you. Thanks so much. Take
See ya.
care.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.